It was 77, it feels like of 77, and 96% humidity when we got to the park. An hour and 10 minutes later, when we left the park, no, this was an hour and 20 minutes, because we got there about 7:30. When we left the park, it was 83 degrees, but it feels like 92, and the humidity was 83%. And the squirrels were kind of tucked in tight. We didn't see them until we were well over a half mile in before we started seeing squirrels and blue jays. But we did see the woodpeckers, so that was nice. And the squirrels were a little, yeah. I don't think we saw as many as we usually would. But the fireworks always terrify the wildlife, so it's one of the reasons why I'm not a fan of it. But we had a good day in the park. Still no show on the cardinal, so I'm just counting myself lucky that I saw him 4 weeks in a row. So, all right, we are doing Hidden Power of the Bible. Let's do the housekeeping, and all the housekeeping is me reminding you that we are Creative Life Spiritual Center. Website is creativelife.org. Constant contact email, info@creativelife.org. That will get you one email a week. Tells you what's going on for the week and the month, and the hot links are hot. So click here now needs it. It is also a blind CC, so nobody will see your email. You won't end up on anybody else's email list because of us. Yeah. And then I will mention the social media merely from the standpoint of we don't monetize the social media. We don't want to deal with the ads any more than you do. So what we ask you to do instead is go like, subscribe, follow, based on which platform you're on, and then engage with the individual posts. React to the post, comment on the post, share the post. You are hot, baby. I didn't realize how hot you were until you got up off my thigh there. Yeah, so I was talking about social media. Like, subscribe, follow, engage with the individual post by reacting, commenting, and sharing. It bumps us in the algorithm. So a free and easy way that you can support the center is by getting our stuff in front of more people, by engaging with it. So, what? He's back. And we are Creative Life Spiritual Center or Creative Life Spark. And I'm the running Rev Ryan across the social medias that I'm on. You're drooling. So, yeah, you can see he's drooling. He shook his head. He shook his drool all over me. Oh, well. It's nice to be loved, right? Okay, so Hidden Power of the... Did I say that we are Creative Life Spiritual or Creative Life Spark, and I'm the running Rev Ryan across the social medias that I'm on? I don't know. Him drooling all over me distracted me. So, what? Do you want the book? You want to read? You want to do the reading today? Okay. Yes, I know. Okay, so the Hidden Power of the Bible. I think it's just a kicker that the original title of this was The Bible in Light of Religious Science. Now, Ernest loves the Bible. Loves the Bible. And if he had tackled the whole Bible, this book would be a lot thicker. So obviously he did not. What he did was he pulled out his favorite passages. The ones that he thought were relevant to us today. Although he would argue that you could probably pull some nugget out of just about anywhere in the Bible, which is why I said he picked out his favorites. And he kind of focused a little bit on Moses, and now we are in the Christian Testament focusing on Jesus. So the lawgiver and the love teacher. And as I keep saying, I'm more afraid of Reverend Norm than I am of Ernest Holmes, which is why I'm calling it the Christian Testament. I know how he labels these chapters. I'm doing what I was taught by my teacher, Reverend Norm. So we are in the Christian Testament, in the teachings of Jesus, and we started with basically, there was one thing out of Matthew 4 and then Matthew 5, and he started with the Beatitudes, which I thought was really interesting. And so I've abbreviated the titles because I'm doing two of them, and then that's a lot of words, and then the title doesn't make sense. So we are going to do, they that hunger shall be fed. They who hunger and thirst after righteousness shall be filled. Is there anyone who does not have a soul hunger? Does not the spirit of humanity thirst after knowledge and understanding? The old cosmic urge is behind all of this. Humanity has more within them than they dream, and yet they do dream of that fairer land. They yearn for truth and reality, as blind people yearn for light. And their hunger can only be satisfied with spiritual food, manna from heaven. Let us inquire into this teaching and see if it be an illusion. Turn to the history of those who have been spiritually minded, and the question is answered. All who have been hungry have been fed. Their hunger has been blessed in that it has led them to that only food, that heavenly manna, which has sustained, strengthened, and upheld them, while the rest of the world has eagerly inquired from what store they bought their goods. They who hunger and thirst after reality are always fed, and directly by the hand of God itself. And I think that's important. You do have to manage the body. So you do have to feed the body. But once the needs are met, once the physical needs are met, we naturally turn to these questions. We naturally turn to these spiritual questions, or whatever, and we have discussions with each other, and so we just do. It is how we were wired. It is part of what makes us human, and that's really important to understand. It is part of what makes us human, is that inquiring mind. So that's one of the reasons why Science of Mind does have that social justice bent. Once everybody's basic needs are met, then we can do stuff like this. But it's really hard to do when your basic needs aren't met. So, that's why it is important to us that everybody have their basic needs met. Okay, so the merciful shall obtain mercy. This is the other article we're going to do. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Again, we are confronted with an apparent contradiction. Do the merciful always obtain mercy? From casual observation, it would seem otherwise. But there are not many of our observations. But are not many of our observations based on a limited concept from a finite outlook? That's an interesting point. Can we estimate life from the range of one human experience? If life begins with the cradle and ends with the grave, then are all our hopes not only forlorn but useless. It is only when the eye views the world as one vast plain, one boundless reach of sky. That is a quote. It is in quotes. Where it is from, I do not know. That it truly sees. The perspective of reality is lost when we view life from a range of short experience. That's a good point. Jesus saw beyond the veil and estimated life from the great perspective, the long run of the adventure of the soul. He knew that the law of cause and effect takes care of all, and that the mills of God will grind the chaff of unreality from the wheat of the Spirit. Well, that's really interesting. What matters if these mills do not do all their grinding while we are clothed and fresh? Did not Jesus know of another life, which to him was as real as this one? Can we expect in this world to receive full compensation for all our work? Of course not. We are building on an eternal foundation, one that time cannot alter nor experience destroy. A true estimate of real values cannot be built on the shifting sands of time alone. In the long run, the merciful will obtain mercy. In the long run, we shall reap what we have sown. And honestly, I would say that even in the short run, one of the things about being merciful is you sleep better at night. You have a clear conscience. So, yeah, we are building on an eternal foundation, and maybe we don't receive all of the rewards and compensations in this world. But when we are merciful, we sleep better at night. We go through life with a better attitude. We treat people better. And because we treat people better, we don't have regrets. We don't go back and think, oh, well, I should have, when we are honestly doing the best we can. Here's the thing. We're human. We're going to make mistakes. And if we do the best that we can and make amends when we don't, then we will sleep better. And that, in my estimation, is obtaining that mercy. And that is obtaining the mercy in the finding. Is knowing that I sleep just fine because there's nobody coming for me for something that I've done to them. So I sleep just fine because of that. And I think that is mercy in the short. So, yeah, I see what he's saying about the long and about understanding that there is a great reality and that there is more to this life than we see. But I also see the value of mercy, right now. And one of the most merciful things about mercy is that I sleep, I sleep with a clear conscience, a clean heart and a clear conscience. So, I am almost always gonna choose mercy. I'm gonna say almost because I'm human. And I'm gonna make mistakes, and that's okay. Because I will make amends when I do make mistakes. And I will do better next time. So, at this point, I'm far enough along that I think I've learned enough to, But I'm also far enough along to never say never. All right. Okay, so those are the 2 lessons for today. I think 2 is enough. And we will pick up with the pure in heart tomorrow. I think that's ironic. So, we'll pick that up tomorrow. We're just working our way through the Beatitudes. All right, beloveds. Hi. I think I need to eat something. I'll probably get a drink of water. So, I'm going to encourage you to have a great day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanted day, a wonderful day, an awesome day, an amazing day. Go take a walk in the park day. Go commune with the wildlife day. Talk to the blue jays day. Have some fun with the squirrels day. Drink plenty of water day. Dance in the rain if you get it, but stay out of the thunderstorms if you get those. Apparently play with the crinkly paper because that's what I hear going on in the living room right now. Day. So do something that makes you happy day. Cats. Cuddle your fur babies day. Tell somebody you love them day. You got this day. Make sure you make some time to rest day. A good day. And if that is too much pressure, because occasionally it is, simply have a day. You are enough, just as you are. You are a beloved expression of the divine. You are a brilliant light, divine spark, spirit in motion, God in action, an absolutely beautiful masterpiece, and a work in progress at the same time, at your own pace. And, as Reverend Dusty likes to call us, you are a godling. So explore the truth of your being. Get to know who the divine knows you to be, because the divine knows you to be good. And from there, anything at all is possible. Because all the divine knows is good. And that is the good news. All right, beloveds. As I said, I'm going to move on to the process of my day. So I'm going to remind you, Reverend David will be on sometime this afternoon. I'm going to try and be back around 3:30. Because I think we're on chapter 8 in Emma. We may be on chapter 9. I'm not sure. I don't remember. But these chapters are taking a minute to read. So I'm aiming for around 3:30. So take care of yourself. Know that you are loved always, and I will see you next time.